Hey there, Mike Robinson with BlackHawk Paramotor USA, and today we've got 4-stroke. We've been flying the tar out of this thing and we've sold a large number of them already. But I'm so excited about this motor, I want to show you what it's all about. The first thing is, it's got fuel injection, EFI. Very important because we ship this gear all over the world at varying elevations, from anywhere from below sea level to 8 or 10,000 feet. The electronic fuel injection allows the air-fuel mixture to be adjusted in flight. Not only does it give better fuel mileage, it makes the engine quieter, and there's no jetting or any other carburetor tuning related issues. In the future, you'll see BlackHawk coming out with more and more EFI, electronic fuel injected motors. Here you'll see that we use an idler arm assembly. It helps keeps tension on the belt. However, the belt will still need to be adjusted periodically. So far on our motor, with over 100 and some odd hours, we are still on the original belt and we've only adjusted it one time. Here further in the background you will see a clutch. This motor has a centrifugal clutch. So when you're sitting there idling, setting up your glider, or just simply warming the engine up, that prop is not turning. Here you can see that we're using a wood prop. We really recommend that all beginners use wood props on their engines. A $240 prop versus a $500 and some odd carbon prop, too big of a damage for the pocketbook. Carbon props are available, but like I said, we recommend the wood prop when you're first starting out. Another nice feature is that we have a stainless steel exhaust on it, and it's retained with bolts that pass through springs. There's no chance of the spring coming off and possibly damaging the prop. Stainless also, as you know, stays good looking for a longer period of time than either aluminum or steel. Now let's take a look at the exhaust system further, particularly the muffler. You have a large muffler here and another silencer in the back. It's a tuned system, it makes great power, but like we all like to see our 4-strokes, we like to see them or hear them quiet. You know, a lot of people compare 2-strokes and 4-strokes and state that a 4-stroke has less maintenance. That's true in some cases, but let's be honest, a 2-stroke is awfully easy to work on. They make great power for their weight, but they don't get the fuel mileage that a 4-stroke gets. One thing I do like about this motor is it has the glass ball or bulb that you see there. When the oil level is halfway up, that tells you that your oil level is fine. This motor is angled slightly and it's not been run. Maintenance on this machine is simple. At 3 hours, I want you to completely change the oil. Use the Driven Racing Oil by Joe Gibbs Racing that we send with it. Always use that oil, otherwise it will void your warranty. After that, every 20 or 25 hours, check the oil completely. In changing your oil, this is your drain plug. Check it for any oil contamination, such as water, debris, or metal particles. All of that you'll see when you initially pull that plug out. Again, at 3 hours, change the oil completely. At 20 to 25 hours is the time interval for complete oil change. Initial startup procedures. Keep in mind that we've already ran the motor for a couple hours. However, it's been shipped without oil, it's been shipped without coolant. So you've put the oil in it, you've got coolant in it. What I want you to do is leave the cap cracked. In other words, if there's any air pockets in the oil system, or there's any air pockets in the radiator coolant system, we want to get those pockets out. What those pockets can cause are hot spots. In other words, the oil can't get past the bubble, or the radiator coolant fluid cannot get past the bubble. Okay, one thing I've not explained is how to start the engine, so I'll go over that now. We've removed this switch so that we can show you. It'll be marked on, power, and off. It's a pretty simple switch. What you're going to do is it will be on off. You're going to bring it up to power, and you're going to listen to the fuel pump. The fuel pump will whir, and then it will slowly start to decrease and whir. In other words, sounds just like that exactly. Anyway, when it stops, the fuel system is properly primed. Simply hold the trigger up and the motor will start. If it does not start initially, don't worry. Prime it again and go ahead and hit the switch up again and the motor will start. You can pull the spark plug on the engine using the electric starter, turn the motor over in increments of 3 or 4 times in increments of like 10 seconds apiece. Then remove the cap and look and see if any of the radiator fluid has gone into the radiator. If some has, that's great. If some hasn't, that's okay. We've circulated oil by doing that. We have circulated some water by doing that. The next thing to do will be to start the engine and let it run for a very short period of time. As it's running, I want you to reach through the netting and just touch the radiator hoses, top and bottom. You can also touch the side of the radiator and see if it's getting warm. If one hose is warm and one hose is cold, the water is not circulating. If the radiator is not getting warm, and I'm not saying hot, I'm talking warm. If it's not getting warm, then the water is not circulating. Stop the engine. Pop the cap. Remember, I only put it on part way. And check that fluid. If it is getting warm top and bottom, the radiator feels warm, we know that everything is circulating. I want you to then reinstall the cap so that it's tight. Okay, so let's assume the engine's running great, the radiator's flowing, we know that the oil pump is working. Go ahead and run the motor for about 10 minutes. Keep an eye on your temperature gauge. My motor runs about 168 degrees almost no matter what I do or no matter what weather conditions I'm flying in. So somewhere around 168 degrees. We will follow up on this video with a better, longer, more detailed video. But honestly, what I covered with you today is really all you need to be concerned about with this engine. It's a fabulous engine. If you have any questions, concerns, or thoughts, please feel free to give BlackHawk Paramotor a call. 209-786-7899. Thank you for watching.